Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the 11th grade annual review. Now that we know how to search for schools from part 1, we will go over how to apply in this video. If you're applying to a four-year school, you will need to create a Common App account on commonapp.org. A video on how to create an account can be found on the Elmont website. Let me quickly show you guys what the website looks like. Okay, you will go to commonapp.org, create an account, and you would answer the subsequent questions. Once on Common App, you will need to sign the FERPA waiver, indicating that you will not look at or edit the letters of recommendation that your teachers will write for you. It is important to start thinking about who you would like to ask to write your letters of recommendation. You need 2 academic teachers, preferably from 2 academic subject areas, and you may also include an additional letter from a coach or advisor outside of school if you like. It's important to choose a teacher that you have a good relationship with. At this point, you will also begin to create a resume of all the activities that you were involved in throughout high school. You will submit this resume to colleges. You can find a sample template on Naviance. Let's show you guys. You go to Family Connection. Go to the About Me tab. Under Interesting Things About Me, you will click on Resume, and you can select from different entries. On your resume, it's important to have different areas, such as work experience, education, volunteer service, extracurricular activities. The more well-rounded that you show you are to colleges, the better it is for your application. Finally, a very important aspect of your college application is your college essay. You should also start to work on a draft of your college essay, which must answer one of the 5 prompts on the Common App website. Once you register, you will be able to have access to these 5 prompts. This essay allows you to provide information to a college about yourself that is otherwise not included in your application. It is your chance to share your voice. Now that you're aware of what goes into an application, such as your resume, 2 teachers of letters of recommendation, your personal essay, which you should have a guidance counselor or an English teacher read over for you before you submit. You should also make sure whether or not you are eligible to apply for a New York State approved opportunity program, such as EOP, HEOP, and/or SEEK. These are all New York State opportunity programs that were designed to increase college access and success for students who have been educationally and economically disadvantaged. Opportunity programs also allow students to be admitted to colleges that they would not normally be admissible to because their grades and their test scores are a little too low. Once in college, opportunity programs provide substantial support, including pre-freshman, summer programs, tutoring, advising, and additional financial aid. Following slide will explain in depth some more. SEEK is for CUNY students, which stands for Search for Evaluation, Education, and Knowledge for CUNY 4-year institutions. EOP, or the Educational Opportunity Program, exists at SUNY schools, and HEOP, Higher Educational Opportunity Program, exists at certain New York State private schools. Okay. Now that we are aware of those different opportunity programs, it is very, very important to keep aware of different college application deadlines. One of the most important things is to be aware of the different college deadlines that exist. It's important to submit your application by the deadline, and that does not mean that on the deadline date, but it means before the date, as early as possible. There are 5 major application deadlines that you will run across typically: early action, early decision, priority deadline, regular decision, and rolling admissions. Early action is typically earlier than others, as it indicates in its name, and are often found on these dates: November 1st, November 15th, December 1st, or December 15th. You are not bound to attend if accepted, and you can apply early action to more than one university. By applying early action, you are demonstrating more interest to the school that you are applying to. Early decision. Under this admissions program, you agree to attend the school if accepted, and you can't apply to any other college or university. So early decision, unlike early action, is binding. If you receive an acceptance letter, you must withdraw any other application to other schools. Since this option is binding, you need to be sure about your choice and be realistic about your application. Make sure you get your guidance counselor's opinion before you submit an application with early decision, as it is binding. Priority deadline. This deadline indicates that applications submitted before the deadline take priority over those submitted after the deadline. Applications submitted after the priority deadline will still be considered, but the ones submitted before the deadline take priority, as indicated in the name. Regular decision. This is a very common application deadline to four-year colleges and universities. All students must submit their applications by a specific date, usually between November and January. Finally, there is rolling admissions, which is also pretty common. Schools that provide rolling admissions allow students to apply at any time during their admissions period, typically September through July. However, the earlier you submit your application, the better. The school then evaluates each college application as it's received and sends acceptance letters to students who meet their requirements. Since admission is granted on a first-come, first-served basis, you will want to submit your application as early as possible. Okay, so how can you start preparing for college besides researching schools, as we indicated in Part 1? This summer, you should consider taking part in a program to enhance your college application and help you to stand out from your peers. We will have a guidance bulletin on available programs for this summer in the guidance office. Your summer activities may also include jobs and/or internships and volunteer work that you will later be able to put onto your resume and that will make your summer experience that much richer. Finally, make sure that you're meeting with your counselor regularly throughout the college application process. It is very important that you meet with your counselor for this information. So, now that you guys are experts on how to apply to college from Part 1 and on the preparation process, it would be important to know how to pay for college, which you can find on this video. College is expensive. Therefore, it is important that you first and foremost create an FSA ID on FAFSA.gov so that you can start the process of filling out the FAFSA, which stands for a Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This application allows you to receive a financial aid package from each one of your schools, indicating how much money they are going to give you to help fund your education, and how much you would have to pay back in loans. This package may also include work-study opportunities, right here, where you would be working on campus to put money towards your tuition, as well as loans where you would have to eventually pay back the money that the bank is lending you. It's very important to consider all the financial aspects of applying to and going to college. Finally, grants and scholarships are an excellent way to help fund your college application. This is separate from the FAFSA. They are often called gift aid because they are free money. Imagine that. Financial aid that doesn't have to be repaid. Grants are often need-based, meaning how much money you and your family make, while scholarships are usually merit-based, meaning how well you do in school, and/or how well you do on the SAT or standardized exams such as the ACT. Alma Guidance has a scholarship bulletin which will be made available to you in the fall. Please make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for taking part in the 11th grade annual review Part 2 video. We look forward to meeting with you all one-on-one.